Something bad happened to Dan Bongino. I'm going to break it down for you like no one else will and show you why this should be one of the biggest stories in the news right now.
There are a lot of people who are knee deep in the Washington swamp who are not telling you the truth about serious allegations out there that Epstein may have had video and audio of people out there doing things they shouldn't have been doing. And you should be asking yourself the question, how is it that all these people, the CIA director, the Obama fixer, Bill Clinton, all intersected paths with Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein isn't with us anymore, and nobody seems to want to talk about it.
He killed himself. You want me to get, I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino went on Fox News last week and made the completely insane statements that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself and the Trump Butler, Pennsylvania shooter acted alone. How in the world could you make either of those statements, especially without explaining yourself at all?
It's not there. If it was there, we would have told you.
Bongino and FBI Director Kash Patel were talking a big, tough game the entire interview.
We're about to ruin your summer if you're a bad guy. So I'm just warning you now, like, don't buy movie tickets because you're probably not going to cash them in.
And then when they got asked questions about Epstein and the Trump shooter, their tone changed completely and they had some of the worst body language I've ever seen.
Are we going to be surprised at what you learned?
You know what, Maria? Kash is not kidding. We've been personally briefed extensively on every single detail, nugget, tendril of this case.
Do you want to tell us why there's footage of people in the crowd that day pointing out the shooter for over an hour?
There he is.
Because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here.
How about why the FBI, the Secret Service, and the local police were all on different radio frequencies that day?
And we had no communication with the Secret Service.
You had no communication with the Secret Service at all on that Saturday?
Not until after the shooting.
And by then?
It was too late.
And let's not forget then FBI Director Christopher Wray coming out after the shooting and saying he's not even sure if Trump actually got shot, but he may have just been hit with some shrapnel.
There's some question about whether or not it's a bullet or shrapnel that hit his ear.
We get it, Dan. You've seen the files and you're smarter than everybody, so you shouldn't have to explain anything to us. But on Jeffrey Epstein, just out of curiosity, why wasn't the camera working in his cell that day? What about the thousands of medical doctors, including the independent pathologist hired by Jeffrey Epstein's brother, who said that the 3 broken bones in Epstein's neck were consistent with strangulation and not hanging? But most importantly, how do you charge Jeffrey Epstein and his wing woman Maxwell with running a massive child sex trafficking operation, the likes of which this country has never seen, and not arrest, charge, or even release the lists or names of one other person who was involved in it? Before he got the job, Dan Bongino was calling for the disbanding of the entire FBI.
No excuses. Disband the entity. It is the only way at this point.
And now he's in there saying that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself and there's nothing to see there with the Trump shooting. Something bad must have happened to Dan Bongino.